Hi everyone, I'm Christophe Choo with Coldwell Banker Global Luxury Real Estate in Beverly Hills. First of all, I want to thank you all for following me on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, IGTV, and all the various social media platforms. I truly appreciate it, and I like to provide a lot of value to buyers out there, sellers out there, and agents out there, and help you share my 32-year journey selling real estate in the luxury market in Beverly Hills and Los Angeles. So I'm kind of doing something a little different that I'm launching. I'm going to be doing more and more of these kinds of videos where I really talk about the behind the scenes, real deal reality TV of what goes on day to day in selling real estate. And this is not going to be a salacious $1 million listing kind of video series where I do that. And I was going to be on that show, but when they said to me, we want drama, ratings, and fights between the agents, that was not for me. I was taught early on when I first started my career to be the calming force in a transaction. Look, when people are buying and selling, it's a very emotional experience. There's highs, there's lows, people get upset, they get stressed out. There's a lot of emotional variables that take place in buying and selling properties. So my job is to help keep everyone calm, keep buyers focused on their goal of buying and sellers focused on their goal of selling, and try to bridge the gap and bring everyone together. So my video series will be reality real estate, but it won't be salacious reality real estate, although there's a lot of salacious things that do happen. So anyways, what I want to talk about this morning. So what's going on this morning? I woke up early at 5:30, got to the office at around 6:45, started checking emails, and I'm very excited because I have 3 offers on one of my listings, which is very exciting. And I wanted to talk about that this morning as a specific subject. So, multiple offers are not quite as prevalent today in June of 2019 as they were in June of 2018, let's say, or June of 2017, where multiple offers were very, very common. But we're still seeing them. When a house is compelling, it's selling, and when it's priced well, you're getting multiple offers. So I'm very fortunate that I have this wonderful listing in Beverly Hills, and we have multiple offers. The question is, when you have 2, 3, or 4 offers or more, the most I've had is one time in 2007, I think it was, we had 75 offers on a house. So how in the world do you decide on how to choose an offer out of 75? So let's not talk about that because that was 2007 and this is 2019. So let's say you have 3 or 4 offers. So how do you decide? So it is a bit of a process, and that's where my 32 years of expertise comes into play, and I've been involved in hundreds of multiple offer situations, both representing a buyer and representing sellers, more so on the seller side. And quite often what buyers don't understand, sellers don't always choose the highest price offer. They may choose an offer with the best terms, they may choose an offer that's all cash versus financing, they may choose an offer with no contingencies, or they may just choose an offer because they really connect and like that particular buyer. So what do I do as an agent to ensure I can help guide my clients to make the right decision? And I really mean guide. I'm a real estate agent, but my clients are here for me to protect, to give them care and guidance. That's what you're paying me for. It's like going to a doctor. You have to have a surgery. You want to hire the best. You want someone who has experience and someone who can really guide you. You may not like what they have to say, but you will respect what they have to say, and that's what's important. And one seller that I just signed a listing for sent me an email. He says, I told my partners you're brutally honest. And I don't mean to be brutally honest, but I have to be honest so I can help guide you so that you as a consumer, buyer, or seller can make the right decision. So in this case today, we have several offers. So we first of all look at the overall terms, meaning what is the escrow closing date? How long is the inspection contingency? Is it all cash? Is it not all cash? How long is the appraisal contingency? Is there a loan contingency? If so, how long? So obviously if it's a cash deal, we first of all need to make sure we have proof of funds. So I want a current, verifiable bank statement or online statement or a letter from a private banker that I can call and speak to that will confirm and verify that the buyer has the funds that they say they have in an account that is accessible. That's also important because sometimes, for example, in today's world, if you have money in mainland China, it's very difficult to get the money here. So a lot of my clients from China, their money is already in Hong Kong or Singapore or Taiwan or London or Liechtenstein or in the US. So we have to make sure there's actual money somewhere, it's actually verified, and number 2, it can get here. Because sometimes with money in China, I have to advise the seller that there could be a lot of issues getting that money here. So So that's a very, very important factor. And some of my clients, if their money's abroad, I just simply recommend they open up a US bank account and have it sent here and put the funds in the US. Not required, but it's a good idea. So we need to make sure the money is there. And whether it's all cash, all the money, or if it's a finance deal, same process, we just verify the amount of money they need for the down payment based on the contract and the closing costs. Don't forget the closing costs. Whenever you buy a house, you've got about 1.5%. Actually, no, it could be 2% or more, depending on your loan, if you have a loan involved, of the purchase price as your closing costs. So let's say they're buying a $2 million home and they need $500,000 cash for the down payment, plus another $60,000 for closing costs, etc. We need to make sure they have $560,000 of cash available. Now, sometimes people will use their stocks and liquidate stocks to do a purchase of a home, which is okay. We've done many transactions like that. So if it's not a bank statement, it can be a stock statement, as long as the buyer is willing to liquidate those funds and they're aware of the penalties if they liquidate those funds, depending on the kind of account, but the money is available. So that's a very important factor. What else is there? The terms, of course, we talked about that. But then the next factor really comes into what is the interest, the true interest, and what is the temperature of the buyer. Luckily, in a lot of occasions, I do get an opportunity to meet the buyers in person. So for example, on the offers we have today, I have met with the buyers in person. And when I meet them, I do talk to them and ask them questions about why they like the house, why it's of interest to them, why they want to move into the neighborhood, because intention is so important. There's an old expression that says, if there's a will, there's a way. So if someone has a will, meaning they really, really want something, they're gonna jump through hoops and do what it takes to get that. I know, I've been in that position. You've probably been in that position. So I really look at that. So we look at, again, who the buyers are. I have conversations, and once I get all the paperwork for an offer, which typically the offer comes with the written offer, the proof of funds, the pre-approval letter from the bank, I take the time to really read those documents very, very carefully. You have to. I mean, again, the clients are entrusting me to take care of one of their most valuable assets, which is their home, and selling it. So I have to make sure, like today, in looking at different statements from different offers, one of the bank statements was an older statement. So I contacted the broker and said, we need a current updated statement as of today or yesterday, something in the very near past or present. And anyone today can go online, print up their account statement with their name on it, black out the account number, and send that to me. So usually when people don't get it to me, I'm always a little bit concerned. So current verifiable bank statement is very, very important. Also, when I look at the paperwork, the dates. Like I said, if the dates are off and they're not current, I want to make sure to get something current. When a loan is involved, for example, one of the offers we have does have financing. So when I looked at the contract and the loan amount, the pre-approval letter was slightly less than the loan amount on the contract by a couple $100,000. So before I can advise my seller to accept a final offer, I need to make sure that that pre-approval letter is updated as well. The pre-approval letter we got was from April, and we're now in early June, so I need to update that as of today. So I sent an email to the broker saying I need an updated pre-approval letter, and we need it updated also with today's date and the new amount of the mortgage based on the purchase agreement. Because what we need to do is make sure that once the seller decides finally in which of those three offers to accept, to make sure we have a solid deal that will close. Look, there's never a guarantee, but if we make sure money's in the bank and is verified, we make sure they're fully pre-approved, we make sure the buyers have proper intention, then at the end of the day, when we're looking at all the final deals, the seller can make a reasonable and correct decision that's going to make sense for them to be able to sell it to the right buyer that will close the deal and close it as painlessly as possible. So I think those are just some of the thoughts I had this morning about that particular thing and multiple offers. And again, so it's not just price, it's making sure everything else is in alignment. And if everything's in alignment, then you as a seller can make an informed decision with my guidance and advice. And sometimes I'll tell the seller, take a little bit lower offer than the other one because I really feel that buyer is going to close the deal. So that's my little thought for this morning. Hope you enjoyed my little talk about multiple offers and how to choose the right one. And if you're ever looking to buy or sell real estate in LA, give me a call. It'd be my pleasure to help. Thanks so much.